Welcome back once again. I say welcome every time. Uh, you're all getting used to it. Greetings. This is yet another edition of Electric Avenue YouTube video channel update, and this is the week of what week is this? March 4th, 2022. Going to get to the new releases on music this week that we have in stock and or that were sent, and also want to send a quick shout out to folks in Ukraine, and sorry that you are dealing with such a horrific event. And it just goes to show that even in the modern era, what we think of as modern, that there are people out there who have no qualms with acquiring as much power and wealth as possible, and it really begs the question, to what end? How much is enough for certain people? And it's sort of disgusting. It kind of points a finger at soulless human beings with no sense of morale or thought for others. I hate to say, like, maybe they needed Jesus in their life. That's probably a running joke that will be told, but it's very truly saddening. So to kind of go on and talk about new releases seems a little disingenuous, but the rest of the world we watch in horror, and it spins on, and just hoping that there will be some resolution before craziness ensues that has already been crazy. So let's get to new releases. Time for fun stuff. Yeah, so I think the big new release this week probably, and a lot of the times it's these Blue Note reissues actually, that I sell more of than almost anything else. And there's a Tone Poet this week. The other one from this week was pushed to April, so there's going to be 3 coming out in about a month all at once. But this week we have the Latin Bit from Grant Green. I think this is a highly sought after release, and it's in Tone Poet's general audiophile quality, recorded by Rudy Van Gelder, mastered from the original analog tapes by Kevin Gray at Coherent Audio. And this one has Mambo in, Besame Mucho, Mama Inez, Brazil, Grant Green, and he's supported by Willie Bobo on drums. And yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, next, Band of Horses. This release was pushed back from, originally it was supposed to come out in January. It's called Things Are Great. Shows a very idyllic suburban scene there. Yeah, this is translucent rust vinyl. It's got a thing on here that says the 3rd best band in the Carolinas, quote, unknown, who that was from. So, Band of Horses. Okay, more reissues. This was, I believe, a Record Store Day record a couple years ago, and it came in a almost psychedelic type bag, and now that it's just the cover, but it's the mono mix of Pink Floyd's Piper at the Gates of Dawn. And this is the original mono mix, heavyweight, 180 gram, remastered from the original tapes. Bernie Grundman is mentioned. Original UK date 1967. It was mastered in 2017, so it's basically just making that available again if you missed it before. Another reissue that's sort of kind of big this week, that's mainly it's an indie store record that Record Store Day, we've been getting these RSD Essentials records that Record Store Day has been asking us, if you order X amount of these, we'll manufacture that amount, and that's what you'll get, hopefully. So in this case, we have Nathaniel Merriweather, Lovage, Nathaniel Merriweather being Dan the Automator, who you might know from like the Deltron records, yeah, and other things. This has Mike Patton on it. Also, I think there's numerous guest stars. Damon Albarn. Boy, he's popular with the Taylor Swift crowd right now. Plug 3 from De La Soul and Prince Paul. Yeah, so this was kind of a big indie hip-hop record back in the day. So it's cool seeing that out for probably just a little while because I don't think they're very limited. I don't think they're going to stick around long. A new jazz release from Cecile McLorin Salvant called Ghost Song. She is probably one of the highest touted young jazz singers out there right now. I believe this is probably like her 5th or 6th album. I'm not sure. She's got a few. New Guided by Voices, Crystal Nuns Cathedral. They just keep cranking them out. Robert Pollard doesn't sleep. So, this showed up a little late. It was supposed to be here last week, but finally got here. The new Johnny Marr, Fever Dreams, parts 1 through 4. The new single that was released from this, I think it was Receiver. It was a really good song. It was a little more electronic for him. And, I don't know, some statement came out saying that he'll never work with Morrissey again. I don't know if I would either after some of the things that have been said recently. It's kind of over the top and at the expense of any kind of reunion. I think it's, I don't know, somebody has opinions and a mouth that won't quit. And that's really all I have to say about that because I do like both of their music. Let's see, Black Alicious, Blazing Arrow, another hip-hop classic from the 90s. This features Gil Scott-Heron, Ben Harper, Zach De La Rocca, Cut Chemist, and Charlie Tuna of Jurassic 5, Lateef, The Truth Speaker, Saul Williams, Lyrics Born. Yeah, this was kind of a big record when it came out. Sort of, and Music on Vinyl did it, sort of in the realm of the Roots and stuff like that at the time. Another sort of newer artist that's getting a lot of attention, and I don't know if I'm saying her name right. It's Nilüfer Yanya, and this is her new album, Painless, which is a direct and powerful second album, a true original from The Guardian, and her songwriting is a textural palace of wonders from Pitchfork on limited cloudy blue vinyl. Another sort of offside reissue, Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers, Golden Boy. This is it says selections from the new musical. I am not really totally aware of some parts of Blakey's career, but this does feature Lee Morgan, Freddie Hubbard, Wayne Shorter, and Cedar Walton. Those are names that I recognize immediately. So, jazz people, you might want to grab that while you can. It's not like a Blue Note or anything like that. I don't know exactly who did this, actually. Honey Pie Records. Well, you figure it out. I mean, it's probably worth getting if you're a Blakey fan. All right. Continuing with the live records, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Live, this is the Dragon Fury edition of Melbourne 21, Blue, Green, Yellow Swirl, and Red and Orange Splatter. Well, that sounds completely psychedelic, right? So, King Gizzard have become, I don't know, maybe third only to Grateful Dead and Pearl Jam at like the amount of new releases of old like live shows. Not even old, that's 21. So I don't know. I'm sure there are other bands that have tons of them, but it's just like, wow, there's a lot. It's expensive to be a King Gizzard fan, I think. Hey, but great band. Another one of the RSD essentials is the Halloween soundtrack. This is not going to photograph very well at all because it's so black. You can kind of see Mike Myers' image in the background, I guess. Mike Myers? Did I say that right? I don't know. Michael Myers. As opposed to Mike Myers, it's not Austin Powers. I know someone out there who's going to be laughing about that a lot right now, so you can tell I'm a real horror fan aficionado, even though I've seen this movie maybe, I don't know, twice. Yeah, I don't know. What can I say? Unfaithful, Vagabond Ways, reissue of this album. This album, I believe, had some input from, well, it was Daniel Lanois co-produced it. Features appearances by Emmylou Harris and Roger Waters. I think that I don't know if there's any Nick Cave on there. She's worked with him and Warren Ellis quite a bit, but I think this was pre that, so it's Lanois. One of my favorite new artists, who I think is fantastic, and the vinyl is running late and will probably be here in the next day or two, but I have the CD coming, or as I can hold it up here, is Weather Station, and this album is called How Is It That I Should Look at the Stars, and Tamara Lindemann right there is artist from Canada, and this album, it was recorded at the same time pretty much as her last record, maybe just slightly after. And this one was done without drums, apparently. It's just very meditative. But she has a kind of a very light Kate Bushy kind of sound to her, and haunting. I really loved her first album, though. It was sort of, or I can't say it's her first album, her previous album, because she had albums before that. But it had sort of elements of like mid-'80s talk and also a little bit of like a Phoebe Bridgers vibe, I guess. But check her out. She's really great. And this is, what I've heard from this already is stunning. New Mike Campbell in the Dirty Knobs CD. You can see his face there. Mike from the Heartbreakers, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. This is their second record in a year or two. Produced by George Draculis and Mike Campbell. There's the band on the back. I don't know when the vinyl for that is coming. It's not listed yet. Dolly Parton's new CD, Run Rose Run. I don't know if I can get her in the picture. It says original novel, so I guess it's sort of paired with a book. There is a vinyl coming of this next month, so that's running a little behind, as everything is. New Stereophonic CD. British band, been around for 25 years or so. It's called Uchiha? I don't know. It's got sort of this pop art cover. Interesting. A band called, I have not heard them yet, called The Dip, Sticking With It. This is on Dual Tone Records, and it's supposed to be sort of like funk soul. So check out The Dip if you're into that sort of thing. Blues CD from Chicago, Blues Boss Wayne, Kenny Blues Boss Wayne. This one is called Blues from Chicago to Paris, a tribute to Memphis Slim and Willie Dixon. I don't know if that's on vinyl. Some of these things are only on CD. Marillion, it's a new live record. This was done 2022. I'm sorry. This isn't live. This is the new studio album. Marillion's 2022 studio album, An Hour Before It's Dark, an instant classic, limited edition CD DVD. That's sort of what I wanted to say about it. It was a CD DVD. DVD contains an 85-minute documentary and exclusive performance video of one of the songs, Murder Machines. All right, and another live CD, Dream Theater. This is demos, Majesty Demos, 1985 to 86. Dream Theater have been really churning out the demos and live records from the vault lately on mainly, it's been on CD and vinyl. We mainly had CDs in the store because there's so many of them again, and the vinyl gets expensive. So if you want to order them from us, let us know. The big announcement this week, which I posted about on our Facebook page, was that Tool are releasing Fear Inoculum on vinyl on April 8th. Supposedly, I don't know if it's going to change, It's a 5-record set, special artwork inside, retails for around $180. So that's a much better deal than buying it at their shows, because they were selling the autographed ones at their shows for $810. And, well, it still had a 1 and an 8 in there and a 0. And then they sort of came under fire and lowered the price to $750. So it was a bargain. I mean, I guess if you want all of the autographs on there, that's something. So another thing I was sort of discovering this week was, as I was listening to the new Tears for Fears album, I kept seeing the name Karina Round, and I knew that she had been had a couple of solo albums like 20 years ago that I remember being on a major label. They didn't do that great, and then I was like, oh yeah, she's in Pussifer with Maynard of Tool, and then I was like, wait a second, but she's singing backup with Tears for Fears, and she's their touring backup singer too. So she's like the connective tissue between Tears for Fears and Tool. Either fans of those bands, if you did not know that, that's kind of an interesting connection. So anyway, she does some great work on the new Tears album, and that's a really great record. I've been playing it a lot. This is very haunting in a way. So I will say this, I think that 2022 so far for me has been a much better music year than last year. At the beginning, it seemed like 2021 was sort of not empty, but it was a little slower on the new release front. And this year has been sort of like, I think as artists are kind of getting ready to go out and tour, they're getting more willing to start putting their new records out there, and the reissues just keep coming too. All of our record store day orders have already had to be placed. We only had like 10 days to get those things in. So I'm not really like taking more suggestions at this point because I can't do anything really about it. But just so you know, that's been sort of completed. That's April 23rd, Saturday, 8 o'clock in the morning. We'll have a line as usual, organized and non-chaotic, because I don't like chaos. There's enough chaos in the world. All right. So I think that that's pretty much all I had to say. Best wishes to the customer who had a health crisis in our store last week. I think that was sort of a traumatizing event for both of us, and I think that I'm very happy to hear that they're doing well. So thank you very much. Thank you all for watching, and just be there for each other. There's so much sadness in the world, and I don't know why people are not more, can't think more of walking in each other's shoes. That's really sort of what the human race needs to learn right now. So enough of my sermonizing and soapboxing. I am not a preacher. Thank you so much, and have a great weekend. Take care. Yeah, I'll keep working on my delivery. People say, you're better than you used to be. Well, when you do 60 some of these, you start getting a little bit more used to it. I still feel weird being out there on TV, though. People watching me at home. All right. Have a good weekend. Thank you.